girl version of a dude, you know?
I don't think you'll find many women in here who do either.
Yeah. But generally speaking. But yeah, so there's certain things I think people don't notice about real people and put in stories. And that's like the things I think people actually notice in high touch. It's like, oh, I've never seen a fictional character do that. I do that all the time. It's just like you have to sort of notice things that I think people think is too stupid or embarrassing to put in a character, but actually it's like what makes characters, you know, interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's like, I don't know, ever since I've been, I married and I lived with my wife previous to that, like, you know, 3 or 4 years. And I learned so much about Cassie from listening to my wife being pissed off about stuff. Because she's pissed off about a lot of stuff. But like just the way that she reacts and her frustrations, like a lot of that goes into, I think. So it's not a specific person, but it's just like noticing things about the way people, you know, like little things I think are what make, and especially with Vlad too, who's not based on my wife at all. But but you notice like it's the little things that, you know, make it important, I think.
I was just wondering if any of your friends walked around like saying that they're going to share their penis knowledge or anything.
Yeah. Pooch is not unfortunately based on I mean, you know, the world is a better place for me not knowing the real Pooch, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really prepare a lot of questions because I wanted the audience to be able to.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I would totally go.
Well, yeah, we have a microphone there too. If you have questions while we're finishing up down the line, come up to the microphone. We'll start hitting you up.
Because we've already interviewed him on our podcast.
And they're sick of me, right?
No, it's sick. It's just like I was trying to share the love.
Ever.
No one has any questions? Come on, guys.
And then Tim Seeley won at life.
Tim, I read Ant-Man and Wasp and was one of the many who absolutely loved it.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Also loved your work on G.I. Joe.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm wondering if there's any chance we might see a return to either venue, either G.I. Joe over at IDW or doing something else with Marvel anytime soon.
I mean, you know, that's because I've got ideas for all those things I'd love to do, but it's kind of up to the holders of the current licenses. I'm doing more stuff at Marvel, so I guess they're kind of waiting to see what the sales of the trade are, if they're ever going to like have another Ant-Man miniseries, or I guess if the movie gets greenlit anytime soon, that would probably help it too. But yeah, there's no like immediate plans to do another Ant-Man Wasp, though I'd love to do one. I have the story that I want to do. But if you liked it, tell Marvel, like, because that helps, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, and basically it's all things that aren't sort of guaranteed, like for Marvel, like they put Wolverine in something they know it sells, but you know they'll try stuff out and they want to hear what you think. And if like a bunch of people tell them they like it, then they'll do another one. So, but yeah.
The way you nailed both characters' voices was just
thanks, man.
perfect.
And G.I. Joe, I did do, like, I've been drawing the con covers for the Joe Con, and that's just like fun, nostalgic thing for me to draw more G.I. Joe stuff. Yeah, I haven't really talked to the editors there about it or anything, but I'm always up for, you know, doing some stuff.
If you did G.I. Joe, would you want to do any type of art on it, or would you want to do some writing for it?
I'd be awesome to write. I mean, the only thing I wrote for G.I. Joe is I wrote a one-shot that starred Roadblock. It was like a comedic episode that I did with Mike Gordon. It was like, I think it's the first time he did pugs, which now that's all he draws. I don't know if you know Mike Gordon. But yeah, so among most G.I. Joe fans, they hated that issue. Like, because we just made it funny. We're like, Roadblock always talks in rhymes, and that's really stupid. And, you know, so we just made it fun. He had a cooking show. But if I were to G.I. Joe again, I would love to do another like Roadblock comedic thing. Because I mean, for me, it's like hard to take G.I. Joe super seriously. I always enjoyed it, but I don't give it like a lot of hardcore G.I. Joe fans are like, you know, they hate the silly elements. And like when I watch G.I. Joe every night on the Hub, the episodes with the giant plants shooting peas at Cobra, that's fantastic.
Breakdancing wolf.
Yes, exactly. So that's my favorite stuff, you know. Or that Cobra band formed of dreadnoughts.
Gold Slither.
That's the best. I would do that stuff. And like people would march me out that door so fast I'd get fired so quickly. But at least it would be a return of Gold Slither. So
Thank you.
Left field. Going back on your Master of the Universe talk, I have to know, would Funny Boner have the power?
You definitely have the touch.
I had to come up with something on the fly because Jason Kerouac stole what I was going to say. But one thing I do want to say, first of all, is the reason I am here right now and interested in this panel is because of those ladies up there constantly talking about how great this book is. It somehow went under my radar for a while. And
Well, it goes under a lot of radar.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It pretty much has a stealth suit.
I read all kinds of comics. It doesn't matter who publishes them. If it's good, I'll give it a shot. And it just, I don't know what happened. I just never did. And they just kept saying how awesome this is, so I checked it out and I bought the first omnibus that they put out. And then like within the next week, I already trying to track down the other two. But one of the things I really liked was how you're not afraid to mix up with other franchises and stuff, and to get, because some people are really want to protect stuff, but even from the beginning, you're really cool with throwing Cassie and Glad into other stuff. So if you have like a carte blanche, Glad team up with Hellboy, or who else would you want? Who would you want to have him hook up with?
The Hellboy, that's a great idea. Like I wanted to do that, but I'm good with Dark Horse, but I don't know if Mignola's ever even seen this little book, so I would feel so terrified to go ask him. But that would be I think that'd be a really fun one, because I've talked about this before. Hellboy is about all the mythology that comes from like myths and legends and stuff. Hackslash is about all the mythology that comes from movies that played on Up All Night in the 80s. So if you could combine that, think, God, there'd be just so many unlimited possibilities. Just trolls and I don't know. We could have like slasher pixies. I mean, it could be amazing. It would be like a really good time. But Hellboy is actually a very serious comic, very serious, beautiful comic. Whereas Hackslash is a very not serious, mostly movie-filled comic. So I wonder how that would work. But I would really like to do that. I'd love at some point I got to figure out. I want to do the other English characters. Like I want to get Savage Dragon and Spawn and like Witchblade all in Hackslash somehow. I don't know how that would work. It sounds stupid as hell, but I want to do it. But yeah, I pretty much I keep the universe sort of flexible enough that things like Ranmater can come in there and actually be sort of part of the lore. Like it's not like just a passing thing and they met in an alley and fought and then they went about their business and it's never mentioned again. So as long as I can think of an idea, I'll do anything.
Cool.
I actually had a question.